Hey, brand new real estate agents. Hey, pay very close attention to what I'm about to say to you because this is going to impact your career from day one when you get your license. This video right here that I'm doing is going to be talking about the top two things you need to be doing when you get your real estate license. Let that sink in. The top two things you need to do when you get your real estate license. I know you've been on YouTube and you researched about why you should get a license and what you need to do when you get your license and how do you contact a broker after you get your license and this and that and that and this and you got excited and you're still excited because you're about to get your license, you're about to take the test, or you've just got your license and you're like 1 day in, 1 week in, 1 month in, you're brand new in the game, you're ready to take the bull by the horns and make this big money. And you're you, you've already researched different brokerages and you signed up to a brokerage office and you're getting ready to go through all their trainings and you're going to all their meetings and everything and you're learning everything you can learn about their company and their strategies and their styles and their techniques and everything. But you're getting overwhelmed because it happened to me. It happens to all of us. You first get in the game and they throw you right into the mix and you're like, your head is spinning. You're just like, oh boy, this is like going. For one thing, you're going 6 months to a year, taking real estate classes and stuff, trying to get your license, and now you're back in school again. It's like, geez, like wow, when does it stop? I need to make some money. Enough of this school and training and stuff. It's time to go to work. So I'm gonna I'm gonna clear the fog for you. I'm gonna help you be like, thank you. This is exactly what I needed. Now listen very closely. There are only two things, just two. Keep this buried and burned in the back of your brain. Just two things you need to get this thing started so you can get off the ground running, so you can become a top earner like everybody keeps claiming on these YouTube videos. All right. Number one, well, before I say number one, well, the number one concept is marketing. And inside this concept of marketing, there are two main things you need to be doing to make this marketing work. First of all, what is marketing? Marketing is what you say, the words you put out there to gain customers, gain clients, and then you have, of course, advertisement. If you have the money to advertise and put the marketing out there, well, marketing is the key. If it's all about what you say and to get people to take action, to want to join you and buy from you and be a part of your inner circle. So now, with that being said, let's get this thing started. Number one, inside of marketing is old school techniques of getting your marketing out there so you can gain clients. And when I say old school, what I mean old school? Well, old school is like 1980s, 1990s, all those techniques of advertising, marketing, and putting yourself out there, which is business cards. Business cards are the simplest form of putting yourself out there. Go and do yourself this favor. Order yourself 5,000 business cards. Not 500, not 1,000, but 5,000. And take 1,000 of those cards and keep them with you at all times. So whenever you come across somebody that you think they might be in the need of buying a house, or you think they might know somebody who's ready to buy a house or sell a house, you take one of those cards and you hand it to them. And you tell them, hey, you don't ask them directly, do you want to buy a house or are you looking to sell your house? Ask indirectly. Ask, if you know anybody that's in the market for buying a house, hey, make sure you give them my card so they can contact me so I can help them find their dream home, or vice versa. If you know somebody that's looking to sell their house, hey, I'm your man. I'm the one that can help them sell their house at top dollar. So that's keeping those cars on you at all times. And those other 4,000 cars, you need to drop those cars off at different spots around town, like hair salons, nail salons, barbershops, convenience stores, your doctor's office, anywhere where you think that people congregate, because you never know. And then, of course, what you want to say on that business card is very key. Of course, you're going to have your contact information, your name, your phone number, your email address. But most importantly, you want to have a professional looking website on there also. You don't want to have anything that says www.broker.com/your name, because that is not a website. That is a listing profile, and that listing profile looks just like everybody else's listing profile. That is not professional. All right. Number two, flyers. Everybody knows what a flyer is. This is old school. Go to the local print shop, print up tons and tons of flyers, and hand those flyers out to the same places I said to hand out with those business cards. Drop them off, take them to those nail salons, hair salons, beauty shops, barber shops, doctor's offices. Just, hey, can I ask them, just, hey, can I leave some flyers here, for your customers? Most times they'll just say, yeah, sure, go ahead. And once again, on that flyer, you ask the questions to make people take action. This is where the marketing comes in. Like I said, it's the words that you say that gets people to take action. Uh, People are renting right now, and rent is sky high. So put something like, "Hey, rent sucks because the prices are high. So this is the perfect time to buy. Ask me how." And put your website in there, your phone number, maybe your picture on the side, on the corner, so they'll know who they're going to contact. Always put your picture on everything that you put out there, because you want to brand yourself. You don't want people just to read a bunch of random words. Put your picture out there so people will see your face, and you look directly into the camera and smile and dress professional. Put that on that flyer. It's the words that you say and your face and your smile and your eyes. And you want to say something like what I just said before. And then in that flyer, you want to tell them what to do and say, if you're ready, or if you want to get started, click this link below, or go to this website below, or contact me as soon as possible, so we can see if you can qualify to get them to take action. All right. Number three, postcards. 3x5 postcards, 4x6 postcards. These are basically professional flyers, 4-color print. You get these at the print shop in your local city. Not not your typical flyers. Flyers are just like on a white sheet of paper. But get these postcards printed up, and you can get 5,000 of these things printed up for like $200 at some places. Just shop around on the internet. Get postcards made, 3x5, 4x6s, and have the same information that I said that was on the flyer, put it on the postcard. And take those professional looking 4-color postcards and drop them off at the hair salons, nail shops, the barber shops, the convenience stores, the sandwich shops, places where people convene. Uh, People go to lunch every day at these places, like the little sandwich shops, the small restaurants. Take them there, drop them off. They'll be glad to say, hey, sure, leave them right here. And once again, have your website, have your phone number, and lead them down the path to get in contact with you. Okay? Just as simple as that. The next one, magnetic signs. What is a magnetic sign? Yeah, you've seen them on people's cars. Get you 2 magnetic signs and put them on your car doors. And when you put them on your car doors, don't put them on your driver's side, because when you pull up to a red light or a stop sign, and somebody to the left of you, they look at you, especially for females. You'll see somebody looking directly at you. You might feel kind of uncomfortable thinking somebody's stalking you or looking at you, and you'll forget that you have a sign on your door. So what you want to do, you want to put that sign on the rear door on both sides. So you want people to look kind of behind you. And then when they look behind you, then they glance and they look at you like that. Then they look at you like that. And then they smile, and then you smile back. You're like, wait, and you notice, hey, they just looked at my sign and smiled. And then you do like this. Call me. And then they'll call you. And what you want to do, you want to book an appointment, or you want to tell them to go to the website to book their own appointment. Okay? That's magnetic signs, and they work. Yard signs. Yard signs. You know what they are. During the election season, you see these yard signs posted everywhere on the ground. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Yeah, those are yard signs. Every city, major city, has print shops. They can print up yard signs for you. Get you about 100 yard signs for about $300, and put that same message on those yard signs. No, don't do that. You don't want to put too much information on the yard sign, because people in their car, they're driving and they stop at a stop sign and they look at a yard sign. They don't have time to read 20 words. Have about 4 to 5 words on that yard sign and your phone number or your website. That's it. Like, tired of renting, and put the phone number. Tired of high rent prices, put your website, phone number. Recently divorced, need a new house, website, phone number. Rent sucks, buy a house now. Don't say something like condos for sale or houses for sale. That doesn't, you know, that doesn't trigger too much. You got to hit that pain. Rent is sky high. That's pain. Trigger pain and then introduce the pleasure. Rent is sky high. Buy now. Introduce the pain and then introduce the solution. Don't just throw the solution out there, because it's not going to trigger anything. Pain, pleasure. Pain, pleasure. And of course, another way is old school, is placing old school ads. You can place ads, and guess what? There's still newspapers floating around these cities. Big newspapers, small newspapers. You'd be surprised how many people look at these local bulletin newspapers. Like, I'm down here in Tampa, Florida, and there are a couple of them down here that circulate every week. I mean, some of them circulate twice a week, and they're everywhere. So you can place ads in those type of papers, and they actually have websites that you can go to where you can place an ad. You can spend uh, a lot of money, and they'll place the ad in hundreds and thousands of newspapers for you, kind of like a PSA, public service announcement, where you put your announcement out there and you send it to a syndication, and the syndication pushes it out there, all the other organizations, so you won't have to do them individually. You can just pay one large fee and poof, they'll push it to everybody. So that's just something to think about. But ads are very good because it's right in the face, boom, and everybody will see it, who buys those papers, who gets those papers. And believe it or not, people still do read newspapers, especially the older generation. They like to know what's going on in the community, things like that. Oh, speaking of community, yeah, community centers. Yeah, they have like local bulletin newspapers and newsletters. Place ads in those newsletters at those community centers. Oh, and that's another place, community centers. You can drop all your information off there. Business cards, flyers, postcards. They'll be glad to put your stuff up in there. Just talk to the manager in there, and just tell them what you're doing, and they'll be happy to oblige. Now, let's introduce some new techniques in this marketing strategy. Okay, those are old school. Now let's introduce some new ones. The new ones are, of course, social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We're living in a video age, and you need to get a camera and do exactly what I'm doing. Come outside and talk to the people. Do house walkthroughs. That's right. Do house walkthroughs. Get your camera, and if you have a house for sale, go in that house and just record that house. Just you don't doesn't have to be super professional. Just as long as it's nice and smooth and clean, and you're not talking in the video. You can maybe talk at the beginning just to introduce the house. Hey, I'm down here in Orlando, Florida. This beautiful 2,500 square foot house is for sale, and you can get it right now. It's in a beautiful neighborhood, and houses are selling quick. But come on in, follow me, and then you take them in the house like that. It's just that simple. And you know what I'm talking about. Go to YouTube, go to Gram, go to TikTok, type type in real estate houses for sale, and you'll see people are already doing this. These top earners of real estate, these top earner real estate agents, they're already doing this kind of stuff. So why aren't you? That's what you need to do. You need to put yourself out there in video format by doing house walkthroughs. If you're working for buyers, or if you're working for sellers, doesn't matter. Looking for a house to buy, this house is for sale, one or the other. Hey, now, remember I said at the beginning, there's two main strategies that I want to talk about. Well, we just talked about one inside of the marketing genre, the marketing concept. Well, number two, this is the well, both of them are very important. Number one is important. Those are the different strategies, and there are probably about 50 more ways to put yourself out there in marketing. But number two, this one, it kind of ties everything together. It makes it all work. And people keep forgetting about this strategy right here. They keep dropping the ball on this one. And it's going to hit a lot of people hard. It's going to be like, wait a minute, that's part of old school marketing. Yes, old school marketing, but this is the foundation. This is the stability of how this thing works and how you put it together. And number two is getting a website. A website. And I'm not talking about, well, I already talked about this earlier. I'm not talking about the www.yourbroker.com/your name. That is not a website. That is a listing profile. And that listing profile does nothing to close the deal, to get a client to sign up. Absolutely nothing. Because a listing profile looks just like everybody else's listing profile. The only difference is your name, your picture, and your contact information on your listing profile. But all the pictures look the same, all the wording, the words on the page look the same. There's nothing to differentiate you from the next person. And number two, why would anybody go on the internet just to, search for a listing profile and say, "Ooh, I want to work with that agent right there"? There's nothing on that page that makes it jump out. That's why I say you need a professional website. And there's some agents out there that already have a professional website, which is cool and everything. Turn around because the sun is going to be in the back of me. Yeah, some agents out there already have a professional website. Looks good, pictures look pretty, everything's sharp, clean, precise, but there's something still missing. I call it the AIDA. AIDA. A, attention, I, interest, D, decision, A, action. There's a uh, framework to a website that makes it work. You can't just throw a bunch of pictures on there and a bunch of random words on there and hoping people take action. No, you need to have it structured in a certain way, in a framework. You need to get their attention, number one. Boom. You need to have a big, we call it a hero section. Like when they first come to your website, it needs to be a big picture. And if that picture's moving, that's even better. Like we call those dynamic websites. When things are moving on a website, and I have you on that front page, have you moving like this and waving, or like this, and have a house right behind you, like you're going to the left and the house is going to the right. You slide in from the left and the house slides in from the right. Things like that. It's dynamic. It's different. It catches their eye, and then have the words that's going to really make them like, ooh, wow. Once again, like tired of sky high rent. I can help you get in your dream home today for the same price, something like that. Well, of course, you can get it for the same price, but don't forget about it. Taxes and insurance. But that's taking action. That's the attention, get the attention portion. Then interest. Keep talking about, you know, their issues, especially if you target a certain market, like people who are renting, or say somebody's getting divorced. That might be your target market. Talk about what their interests are. Things that they will interest them in getting into a house. Keep talking about those type of things, and then always talk. Then the next one is decision. The word ready, it correlates to the decision section. So if you're ready to get into your new house, contact me now. That's the take action. Decision and action kind of go together. If you're ready to get started, fill out the form below. If you're ready to get started, call me today. If you're ready to get started, book an appointment. And on the website, you want them to book an appointment. You don't want them to just call you right out the gate, because if they call you, you might be wasting time with time wasters. So you want to have these people filtered out. And how do you filter them out? You filter them out through a FAQ page, frequently asked questions page, which answers all the questions. And that saves you tons of time. Tons of time. And then, of course, introduce a quiz. And the quiz will filter out people even more. The quiz is kind of like a bouncer at a club. Like people can't get in the club because of the bouncer. That quiz is the bouncer, because the quiz will tell them whether they qualify or not. And I'm not saying that they'll qualify for a loan. I'm saying whether they qualify or not to even talk to you, to waste your time, to be in your presence. So you want your website to disqualify people, so you save time and energy, and you'll only talk to people who actually qualify. So that's the importance of a website. So I have more videos going in great depth about websites and all the old school techniques, but I'm just breaking down these two important concepts right here of, of things you need to do when you get your license. Number one, focus on the marketing. And inside of marketing, jump on the old school techniques to put yourself out there. And number two, get your professional website to tie it all together. So you won't have to be on the phone nonstop, working 12 and 14 hour days with time wasters and tire kickers. You want to be on the phone maybe 1 hour a day at the most. And within that hour, you're talking to people who are ready, willing, and able. I know you know that term, ready, willing, and able. Not willing and able without the ready. A lot of people are not ready, and a lot of people are not able, but they're willing. Everybody wants to buy a house. Well, not everybody. Because buying a house, whew, you gotta know how to take care of a house. Yeah. Who's gonna cut that grass? If something breaks, who's gonna fix that washing machine, that dryer? Yeah, that's another video. But yeah. So all you new agents out there just getting started, those are the two top things you need to do once you get your license, and you'll be off to the races. So check out my other videos on my channel. I'm dropping some more gems every doggone day. You can guarantee you're gonna get some more value. So I see you on the other side. Peace out.